Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be taking a look at this month's Boxy Charm. I've had this for a few days, so this video is probably going up a little bit late, but I actually wanted to go ahead and take a dive into the box and play around with a few products before just doing first impressions on products that I may or may not end up liking, which is what happened with the ColourPop palette last time. So I did go ahead and use a couple of these products already, so I'm going to give you some of my thoughts on those and then try a few other things out today. So I got the second variant on this box. It has a little number 2 in the corner down here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start with a product that I absolutely fucking hated. This is the Cover FX Blurring Primer. This retails for $38. I would not pay 38 cents for this. So here's the deal. I have never met a foundation primer that I like. And I mean, I've tried them all. Like, I've literally tried them all. At some point, I stopped buying foundation primers and I started just going to Sephora and getting samples of all of them. Because again, I didn't want to spend 38 bucks for a product that I knew I was gonna fucking hate. And I've hated them all. For me, what they do is they add just another layer of yuck to my skin. I keep spitting. They just add another layer of yuck to my skin that ends up, I don't know, it's like the foundation doesn't adhere to my face. It ends up sliding around and moving around. For me, foundation primers make your makeup go on patchy. They make them not last as long. And I'll insert a photo of the day that I wore this primer underneath my foundation. And this was upon application, and it just got worse from there. Halfway through the day, I had no makeup left on the areas where I put this primer. It just was completely gone. For me personally, as far as like a primer step goes, I would rather use a lightweight moisturizer, something that is going to maybe not necessarily sink in all the way, but something that's just gonna leave a little bit of tackiness on the skin. And then go ahead in with my foundation and then really heavily set everything with a powder. For me, that works. For me, that keeps my makeup lasting all day. Something like this is never, ever gonna work for me. I tried it once, I'll never try it again. This is already in the purge pile, so. Moving on. Another product that I have used a couple of times, and there's definitely things that I like about it. This is the Pure Sculptor palette. This has 2 sculpting shades and 2 highlighting shades. And this retails for $30. And I actually really kind of like this. The shades are definitely dark. Like, I haven't even tried this one down here yet. This is the shade Founder. But the shade up here, Inventor, the actual tone of it and the actual color of it, I love. Because it's like neutral leaning warm. That makes sense. I just really like it. Now, I will say, I do think it ends up applying just a little bit patchy, especially in areas like my temple here. I guess it depends on how you apply it. Maybe if I kind of slowly build it, I could get it to work a little bit better there. So is the formula the best quality? No, but I love the color so much that I'm willing to overlook a little bit of patchiness. For me, if it gets a little bit patchy in the recess of my hairline here, that's not really gonna matter that much for me anyway, because my hair is just gonna fall right down over it and cover it. Also, I think it's a great shade for sculpting out underneath the jawline. Now, the highlight colors, so Originator is what I used on my cheekbones today. I also used it on my inner corner highlight. It's smooth, it's buildable. I think that you could get a very subtle glow out of this. But then, you know, I went in with 2 layers on 2 different brushes to really pack a punch right there on the cheekbone where I wanted it. And then the color Trailblazer, which is like a little bit more of a rose gold tone. Trailblazer, it's a little bit darker, but I think even on a light to medium skin tone, if you go really, really easy on it and go in with a really light hand, I think it could still work for a lighter skin tone. But again, I feel like depending on how you're using it, the pressure that you're using, and the brush and the tools that you're using, I really think that this palette, as far as like the color selection, can work from a lighter skin tone all the way to a deeper skin tone. So as far as the shade range goes on this, I feel like this is like something for everyone. So we have some brushes. We've got some brushes from Aesthetica, which is a company I've never heard of before. So there is the 3-piece eye trio, which retails for $45. $45. You've got a really basic spoolie. You've got this angle brush, which I don't know if this is meant to be used as like a liquid eyeliner brush or what it is, but it's so thick and it's so fat that maybe if you're Amy Winehouse and you like your wing liner to look like a baby carrot, I don't know. Let's try it. Let's see how I'm not gonna put it on my face. We'll go ahead and use that with this product that also came in the box. This is the Pretty Vulgar The Ink Gel Eyeliner, which retails for $24. I don't really use a liquid liner all that often. In fact, even with a pencil liner, I usually stick to using that on the waterline. I'm not like a big eyeliner guy, but sometimes a look calls for it, and it's nice that they included something like this in this month's box. So let's go ahead and take this and just see. To go way down in there too. Let's just go ahead and see how thick or thin this brush applies. That's a really thick line, and that's with the brush kind of saturated in product and kind of like pinched in together to try to make kind of a smaller line. I don't know who really wears, I don't know, maybe. Oh, it says right here it's a brow brush, but still for me personally, I like a brow brush to be really thin and really, let's see. So here's the difference. You've got the Anastasia number 12 brush and then this giant angle brush. And again, it's just so fat and it's so wide. This one is so thin and I would rather be able to go in and build up my brow and make it thicker if I want to, rather than going in super quick and super heavy with something this big and end up with this giant eyebrow to start with. So I probably won't be using that. So let's go ahead and try out this eyeliner brush. Is this an eyeliner brush? Let's see. See, I still don't think that's that thin. I'm gonna show you what I usually use when I wanna make like a really fine line with eyeliner. This is just a brush I got at like the art supply store for probably $1. And this one is so fine. Let's see, let's take a look at it compared to. Yeah, see, it's almost like, it's short, it's real thin, but it's also short. So I'm able to control how thin the line is. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at that compared to that eyeliner brush. So let's try this out. Yeah, see? So I don't know, I'm probably getting rid of this one too. But the spoolie, I think everybody can use another spoolie, so I'll go ahead and keep that one. Another brush that I just can't get into. This is another Aesthetica brush. This is the P12 Face Brush. It says, with synthetic fibers that allow for maximum control, the P12 Face Brush is perfect for creating a seamless look. This retails for $27. I've been using this brush for a few days now, trying to make it work, and here's my issue with it. Unless you have a really tiny face, this isn't really good for bronzing. I've tried it with bronzing. I've tried it with contouring. And for me, it's just such a weird, awkward, it's so flimsy. It's really soft and it's really flimsy, which is fine if you're a larger brush. And it all comes down to personal preference, but if a brush is gonna be this small, I want it to have this firmness. But if something's gonna be this loose, I want it to have this much surface area so that I can easily blend out a bronzer or something like that. And I just think that this brush sits so strangely between these two brushes that I can't really find a use for it. And I definitely would not ever spend $27 on this brush. So this is going in the purge pile. That's 4 things in the purge pile so far. So finally, we have got this Beauty Creations liquid lip gloss. And this retails for $10, which is fair. It's a lip product. And this is by Beauty Creations, and it says Boxy Charm on it, so it must be a collaboration between the two. And I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure that, you know, if you're into liquid lips, I'm sure this is totally fine. But for me personally, just looking at the color in the tube, I will never, ever, ever use this. So again, this is, I'm not even gonna swatch this. I'm not trying this on. This automatically just goes in the purge pile. Just because, again, this is a color that I would never wear, which is fine, that's fair. So let's see. All right, so where does that leave us? So out of everything in my Boxy Charm this month, I am keeping these 3 items. A spoolie, which honestly, let's see, a 3-piece eye trio is $45. Again, $45 for these 3 brushes, that's a total joke. These are actually, I mean, I would call these kids makeup brushes. They're no better quality than something that you're gonna pick up at like Claire's or something like that. The Pretty Vulgar Ink Gel Eyeliner, I'm gonna keep this. And again, I don't really use a black liquid liner all that often, but I like the idea that this is a gel in a pot. It's not like the Kat Von D tattoo eyeliner that like halfway through using it just kind of goes dry and you really kind of have to dick around with it to get it to work. I do like the idea of this. I like the idea of being able to go in with a brush to use it. It's black, it's matte, it's not rubbing off. And the Pure Sculptor palette, again, I think there's a little bit of inconsistencies with like the textures. I think the highlighters are really great. I love the colors of the contour powders. I think that, you know, they maybe go on a little bit patchy. I can work with that. That's fine. And this retails for $30. This is 24, so 30, 40. So $54 worth of product for $21, even though I didn't really care for anything else in the box. This is definitely more than paid for itself. But I don't know, we'll see what happens next month. I feel like it could only actually get better than this box. But if any of you subscribe to Boxy Charm, what did you think about these products? Leave me a comment down below. And I'm sure I'll see you guys in a few days with another tutorial. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.